Inner depth, the stream of thought. Why you think without noticing. We all think. Thoughts move through our mind constantly. We plan, organize, analyze, remember, evaluate. We often believe we are in control of this process, using our mind consciously to solve problems, to set goals, to prepare actions. But if we look closer, we discover there are different modes of thinking, and they are not always under our direct control. There is the thinking we do consciously, the moment we deliberately pursue a thought, work through a question, or construct a plan. Here we feel active. We are the ones steering. But alongside this conscious thinking, another level exists, a stream of thought that flows on its own, often in the background, often unnoticed. Sometimes we glimpse this stream very clearly. We encounter a person, notice a gesture, hear a tone of voice, and immediately an inner movie starts to unfold. Images, judgments, expectations rise up in an instant. Before we can even reflect, an entire inner landscape has formed. We experience this mechanism every day, and we often don't realize how much it shapes our perception. This automatic thinking influences our mood, our sympathies and dislikes, and even the choices we make, long before we are aware of it. It acts like a set of stored programs formed from past experiences, habits, fears, and social conditioning, running silently in the background. At night, we often feel this dynamic even more intensely. When the outer world quiets down as we lie in bed, the thoughts begin to circle again. A sentence we heard at work, a look that unsettled us, a disagreement left unresolved, and suddenly a restless inner monologue unfolds, replaying conversations, imagining scenarios, reliving moments. Many people know this endless nighttime carousel. Sometimes it prevents sleep. Sometimes it keeps us restless for hours. Here we can clearly see the mind keeps working even without our conscious effort. It weaves images, connects impressions, reconstructs and evaluates, like an apparatus operating on its own. We might think of this as an aftershock. The external event has passed, but the inner waves continue. Some thinkers, like Rudolf Steiner, have pointed out that our thinking is not born from nothing, but is carried by deeper life forces, subtle energies that sustain not only thought, but all inner activity. Usually, we overlook these forces. We see only the finished thought, like an image on a screen, without noticing the current that powers it. But if we begin to observe our thought stream, we realize something crucial. We are not our thoughts. They arise, move, and dissolve, and we can learn to observe them. At this point, the true inner path begins, a path that goes far beyond the content of thoughts into the very movement that underlies them. Exercise, self-observation of inner prejudices. To conclude this episode, here is a small exercise. Think of a person who spontaneously feels unpleasant or unsympathetic to you. It may be a colleague, a neighbor, or someone who irritated you. Take a moment, recall the situation, and simply observe what happens inside. Which thoughts arise, which images appear, which evaluations form. You don't need to change anything. Just see how quickly the inner movie unfolds, how an entire thought landscape arises from only a few outer impressions. Then quietly ask yourself, how much of this is based on actual knowledge, and how much is a story that your inner world constructs? This exercise is not about judging right or wrong. It's the first step in seeing your own stream of thought. That's where the inner work begins.